hi, it's February 9th, Wednesday. And, we got some news. We have some news like Intellivision, that popular brand from 30 years ago. You might recall at last year's E3, I guess, about, 8 months ago, that they were talking about an Amico thing. Well, apparently they're asking for fans to give them more money, as there is a massive Amico debt in the latest fundraising round that requires Intellivision to list over $8 million. Don't give it to them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give it to them. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Bandai Namco has shared some details on its midterm plan with shareholders, of course, which of course includes me and you. Not really, though, unless you do have stock in them. But they explained that the plan's core aim will be what they are calling IP Access Strategy. They probably said it like this: IP Access Strategy. The strategy consists of three main goals: connecting with fans through its IP, enhancing IP value, and making its projects span worldwide to improve sales outside of Japan. Here's why this story is included: because part of this whole plan includes the creation of an IP metaverse, which the publisher says it will spend $130 million on implementing. I'm looking around to see if I have a lighter on my desk, because it needs to be thrown away. It's actually obsolete because Bandai Namco has found a better way to burn money. Congratulations. $130 million on the IP metaverse. Insane. Microsoft posted a blog talking about the Call of Duty and other popular Activision Blizzard games, and that they will continue to be released on PlayStation and Nintendo platforms beyond the current agreements, as it announces its new set of open app store principles that will apply to the Microsoft Store on Windows and to the next generation marketplaces they will build for games. Yay. Yay. Let's move on to Take-Two. The CEO, Strauss Zelnick, went out and dismissed GTA 6 cannibalization concerns and said he's, quote, highly convinced, end quote, that there's an opportunity for Take-Two NFTs during Q3 financial results. We've got quotes. Quote, we believe that NFTs are real, and why wouldn't they be? We believe in digital goods, and we've been selling digital goods for a very long time, Zelnick says. We believe in rare goods. We believe in collectibles. The concern we have is that there's a speculation going on. We want to make sure that consumers always have a good experience every time they engage with our properties. And losing money on a speculation is not a good experience. So we're going to stay away from speculation. However, we're highly convinced there's an opportunity for NFTs to fit with Take-Two's offering in the future. Zynga announced its NFT plans. They're growing the team to 100. Mulling acquisitions. They'll have their first big game this year. They won't use big Zynga brands. And they're targeting existing NFT gamers who have, quote, investor or whale, end quote, POV. They also, quote, don't want to assume that they wanted super deep gameplay experience. The senior vice president of Twitch Europe, Middle East, and Africa tweeted out some facts and figures. As of February 8th, 2022, aka yesterday, a Tuesday, the average daily visitors at Twitch, 31 million. The average viewership at any given moment on the platform, 2.5 million plus. Unique creators streaming each month. This one's kind of wild. 8 million. 8 million creators streaming every single month. That is absolutely insane to consider that amount. Keep in mind, 7 of those millions have 1 viewer or 2 viewers at most? But still, that's wild. It's absolutely wild. And then minutes watched in 2021, which maybe doesn't concern the general gaming audience too much, but 1.3 trillion. It's a fun number to toss around. That's something that advertisers definitely watch. And you can kind of compare it to other industries out there. Let's jump into proper games news. We talked about that Gran Turismo and PlayStation thing that they were teasing on Monday. Well, it's been unveiled, and someone actually tweeted at me and guessed what this was. I don't remember that person's name, but I remember you, and you're a viewer of the show, the stream, and me. So this is my shout out to you. You are correct. It's a new AI called Gran Turismo Sophie. It's from Sony AI and Polyphony Digital. And they're saying they have an AI that, quote, drives a race car like a champ. There's a video attached to it. If you want to take a look at that, it's about 2 minutes long. This man's a robot, and he's telling you about other robots right here. And they're saying, yeah, we've got a crazy robot just like me. And yeah, that's what they've got. I thought there's going to be footage of it, but no. It's just Sony's getting in and getting into the AI world of driving. Kind of weird that they tied Polyphony Digital, though, into that. A little weird. FromSoft, the makers behind the Dark Souls series, and Elden Ring coming out later this month, have released an updated statement in regards to the Dark Souls servers and says they will remain offline as they are focused on the Elden Ring release and Elden Ring servers. They said the necessary security measures are in place, according to this tweet. We'll see. We'll see. I hope that's the case. I hope some fuckboy's not running some weird executable in my Elden Ring. See what happens. There's a new interview up over at IGN Japan with Inaba and Kamiya from PlatinumGames. It's in Japanese, but translated, they said they hope to release new info on Project GG around the end of 2022. PlatinumGames is considering to evolve its publishing efforts even more so, and they are very confident in Bayonetta 3, which, quote, has many new elements. I don't know what the fuck that is. He also said that Kamiya also recommended that players should play the first 2 Bayonetta games before taking on the third. So, yeah, if you haven't played those yet, I agree. Go check those out. They also talked a little bit about Scalebound, which is that canceled Xbox IP from a while back. Kamiya said that he has always wanted to do Scalebound, and that they want to have a proper discussion with Microsoft. He said we did a lot of work on it, and it's no use to Microsoft keeping the game in its current form, so we'd like to do something about it. And then said, Phil, let's do it together. Kind of wild. Kind of wild. I don't know what that means. Yesterday, Lost Ark released into its early access. The game fully launches on Friday, free to play. It had 1.2 million viewers on Twitch at its peak. It passed over 500,000 players on Steam. I think it peaked around 650, 630, something like that. We'll see what happens to those numbers on the 11th. I don't think the viewership for Twitch is going to peak any higher than that, but Steam might do it. Could do it. That's a lot of people in a free-to-play world. We'll see what happens on Friday. Servers might get a little crazy. Over at Bloomberg, Ubisoft is going to announce that they've turned an Assassin's Creed Valhalla expansion into a standalone title featuring Basim, who I'm not sure who that is, and will feature a smaller scope than the usual mainline Assassin's Creed titles as of late. Good. It'll focus more on stealth gameplay. Bad. And is planned for either late 2022 or 2023. Okay. The new standalone title is meant to fill the gap before the arrival of the previously reported Assassin's Creed Infinity, and it won't be a huge open world RPG like recent entries. Great. Great. Oh, Basim is the main villain in the game. That shows you how much I actually played Assassin's Creed Valhalla. No one finished that game. No one. That game's impossible to finish. Game's way too big. Absolutely huge. You have to live in that game. Ninja Theory had their co-founder, Tamim, Antonitis. Let's go with that. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. He's talking about the team's goal with Senua Saga Hellblade 2, which mostly revolves around completely outshining the previous title. He put out a quote and said that Hellblade 2 will make Hellblade 1 look like an indie game, and that the game is, quote, focusing on capturing reality. I don't even know what that means. Minecraft Dungeons announced via Twitter that they've reached 15 million players. Good for them. That's crazy. Team Ninja was talking about Nioh 2. It's passed 2.5 million units sold in its lifetime, which is great. We'll probably play that. It also means that the Nioh series has sold at least 5.5 in the past 5 years since it initially launched. Good. Both good games. You know what's a weird game? America's Army. Remember this propaganda game? Well, it's done. After 20 years, the Pentagon is shutting it down. If you don't know what America's Army is, it was a U.S. Army video game that was used to reach new recruits. No, I'm not kidding. That's what it was for about 2 decades. It's shutting down the servers on March 5th, and it's finally done. I played that game. It was bad. Phil Spencer is out there talking about Starfield, and he said he wants it to be the most played Bethesda game ever, which is really just a big soft reminder that this game's coming out in November, sometime later this year. Also, Skyrim. Like, how do you pass up how do you pass up Skyrim? We still haven't seen that game. Kind of wild. Capcom, and it's always producing numbers. Capcom just puts out, they make games, and then they talk about how well those games have sold. That's all Capcom does. They put out numbers for Resident Evil 3 Remake. If you remember, we streamed that. It was not great. But hey, it shipped over 5 million units, surpassing the sales of the original Resident Evil 2. And it's now the 6th best-selling Resident Evil game ever. What the crazy. The seafood developer, Slow Clap, had a PlayStation blog post that they were letting us know that they are already working on post-launch content, even though like 1% of the people have actually beaten the third boss in that game. They have exciting plans for free content updates that they'll soon be able to talk to us about. So while you're working on beating the third boss in that game, go and, get ready for more, I guess. The Nier Automata folks have said that there will be a 5th anniversary live stream in approximately 2 weeks. Perhaps some more information will be shared on whatever they're doing next. Or they're just going to talk about how good Nier Automata is. You really never know. You really never know. Speaking of Capcom, jumping back to that real quick, we reported on them having a lawsuit regarding some photos from Devil May Cry and Resident Evil when it came to their like level design and their level textures. That got settled or got resolved. But the complainant, the person that claimed all this, claimed that there were 100 photos used in multiple games, and it apparently got resolved. So Capcom's basically like, you're right. Here's some money, maybe. Hopefully that worked out. Sounds like it did. And then last but not least, as I'm sure everyone's going to be watching this, we recorded before the Nintendo Direct today. Okay, Nintendo's probably going to drop some bombs. I don't know what those bombs are going to be, but hey, that premieres in about 2 hours. So we're going to cover it on Friday after that news is old. Okay, we're going to kick that dead horse called Nintendo's Direct a little bit more in about 48 hours. So circle back. Okay, that's going to do it for JPNN today. A short one, but hopefully a good one. As always, let us know in the feedback, or let us know in the comments with feedback, how you like the show, what do you want us to change, how you want us to deliver the news. And if you aren't already, you can grab us on podcast platforms like iTunes and Spotify and get the news that way. Thank you guys so much for coming out on the old YouTubes. We'll see you Friday for more. And hopefully that Nintendo Direct's good, right? Hopefully Nintendo's got some good stuff. At least I do. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.